Okay, we have some sad news today. We had a really cool day yesterday. Actually, it went from about 198 the day before down to about 60 yesterday. There are places in Montana that got snow. We got a freeze warning. But we have those this time of year. We didn't put a lot of stock in it. That's what I should say, I guess. Probably should have more. Although the neighbors covered their garden completely up with sheets. And it didn't do any good for them either. So this is a very sad situation because, as you can see, here's a tomato here. Most of it has died off. Now, I've done a lot of tomatoes already, probably about 21 quarts, and then a lot of sauce and stuff. But when you have tomatoes this size and you have all these tomatoes and you have one growing in the fence, that's got to be dealt with. It's really sad. Some big tomatoes down there. Now it's going to get back up in the 80s, but I don't think it will revive much. You can see these are the Romas and they are packed. And I don't think it's going to revive much. The one plant that really surprised me that I didn't know if I'd get any this year were artichokes. And you can tell by looking at it, it didn't take a hit. It's sad. It's not as if we don't expect this at a certain time in our cycle, but this was just way early. And what it means, this was some kind of, never found out what kind of squash it was, or if it was pumpkin, or what it was. What it means is that I really have a lot to put up now. And only a few days to do it in. And I'm waddling around with a very upset hip that's waiting on an MRI. So, look at the poor peppers. It just, it took the pepper plants out. And you can see they're loaded. I got a lot of peppers. It's okay, it is what it is, but the continuing weather forecast gave us at least another month. And that's really what's sad. Didn't do much damage to the carrots, of course. Just, it is what it is. It's one of those things. I pulled up a few carrots today, and those I just threw back in, a little mismatched. Here's the pole beans, which we were not fond of to start with. Now, here's an odd thing. I'd never seen potatoes freeze like that. You see that little tomato over there? It's just loaded and just dead now. Yeah, we did not like these in any way, shape, or form. It was, and we love beans, and these were not good. Of course, now it didn't hurt the onions. It took some basil out, but I had plenty of basil put away. Cabbages, of course, are going to do fine with it. And you can see I've got some cucumbers to pick, but the plants are dead. Here we got more carrots, we got more peas. Didn't hurt the peas. It's not going to hurt the cruciferous. You can see down here it's getting Brussels sprouts. I was just commenting the day before yesterday how slow they were this year, but they'll keep going. This batch of tomatoes that we didn't cover at all, and it wouldn't have mattered if we did, you can tell by the other, they're dead. That over there is pretty disappointing to me because you can see there's 2 melons on it. I don't know if they'll ripen up now. There's actually a couple more dropped through. I don't remember having any like personal size cantaloupe or anything, but maybe that's what's there. Really didn't hurt the peas. Took out the squash, and there's one there that I'll get. It's just, this is going to be a lot to try and, yeah, see, there's actually 3 more of those hanging under there. It's just going to be a lot to try and deal with. before it goes, and maybe the heat will make it so I don't have to. This plant that just run amok with buds, yeah, I don't know, that's definitely the wrong kind. Now, it doesn't look like we got hit by the frost hard over here. I don't even know what type of cruciferous this was. Don't have a clue. The berry plants look really good. They like cool weather anyway. Oh, excuse me. Falling around, but yeah. These are dead, and I think we have like 50 quarts at least of pickles. So, I mean, that's not a big deal. I will get them in something and get them processed, but it'd be nice to get some heads of cabbage. Although, I look at this, and that was a cauliflower. That's what it was, and it's not going to come to fruition. So, yeah, it's a sad thing. I mean, even had we covered it up, it just froze too hard. I thought it was kind of odd when I got up this morning and the heater was running, so that means that my husband, who gets up at 4:30 in the morning, turned the heater on. So it basically signifies quite the end to the season. And there really, had we had more warning, we could have got out, and we bought everything to hoop it. So we could have got out and hooped it, and I'll show you. I mean, we've got a plastic, not the green mesh, that's more for fruit trees. But that's what we threw on real quick last night when we seen the freeze warning, just to see. Look at this, this is sad. Like I say, I don't know, maybe I'll see something in here that'll tell me what kind of plant this was, and I'm thinking it's acorn squash. Yeah, it was budding out. Trees, of course, are fine, but you can see right back there against the wall under the deck is the hoops, and there's a roll right here of the clear plastic. So that's what we're going to do for fall. That's, we were going to hoop it up and cover it. We're not going to get the opportunity to do that now. So, yeah, it's almost 2 months earlier than we expected it. I mean, it could have happened any time. We got snow in the mountains yesterday. There was snowstorms all over. It just is what it is, but, it's just a lot to deal with within a few days. I'm just hoping that we'll see if the tomatoes will. And now it's supposed to be in the 80s in 2 days. Okay, so, right? What's that going to do to the plants? I don't know. I don't know. This isn't a situation I've been in before. We've never had this hard a freeze here ever this early. So, you can see all the tomatoes. I mean, it's just loaded with tomatoes. And I can ripen a lot of them up, of course. Right now I had meat in there that has been in a little bit longer than I like it in the freezer, so I actually came out to get carrots because I'm doing stew to can up. We think we're looking at a hip replacement, and so I did up pinto beans and stuff because, yeah, I'm not going to be able to cook, and my husband does okay at it, but he's not going to want to cook. So, it's sad. I mean, it really is sad, but it is what it is. This is what happens when you live in Montana. No? Well, it is what it is. The peppers were just loaded, and I have a big jar in there, or a big bowl in there. I actually have 2 big bags in the freezer of the peppers, and I'm not going to make up much salsa because we have 12 quarts, but I may do 12 more quarts. I don't know. For all of you that are having a time with jars, lids, etc., which I was having a time. There's none, absolutely none in our area. The baby dogs are out enjoying the fall weather. They know that this means here soon, stuck in the house because they're too short to get out in the snow. Anyway, my husband went to masonjars.com, something like that, but it was the Mason brand. And he went straight to the company online and ordered 4 dozen quarts and 4 dozen pints for me. So they have plenty. That's a great place to go. I'm not particular about my brand. Mason is probably my least favorite, to tell you the truth, but they work. I mean, they work. They just don't seem to have the wear that the Ball do. Ball is my top brand, and then I'll go to Care, and now I'm at Mason, but that's how it works. I mean, it is what it is. A lot of pickled peppers? I don't know. I did actually grow a particular brand to pickle. I don't think they're bananas. I can't even remember right now. It would have been nice if I hadn't had to come outside to get carrots, and I really wouldn't have known about this till the hubby got home and came out to look at it like he does every day. And I don't know. It is what it is. I mean, potatoes, carrots, they can stay in the ground. Onions can stay in the ground. The onions probably won't stay in the ground, though. I actually pulled some yesterday and had them laid out to dry. The peppers and tomatoes are obviously done. The cucumbers are done. Squash, melon, that's done. So, I'll start on the things that have to be done right away, and let the things that can be okay for now. Yeah. That makes sense, I'm sure, to all of you. I'm talking out loud. I'm thinking this through in my mind. Going, I don't know. To stand is hard, to sit is hard, to do whatever is hard at this point. And it was nice because the hubby had the Labor Day weekend off. And so he had 3 days off, and that was a big help in canning. But with him not here, it will take me longer. I mean, he's here, but he doesn't get home till 7 at night, so it's going to take longer. Well, that's it. That's it. This is Montana, and this is how it is. We haven't had this happen in forever. So really now my fear is, what is this winter going to be like? Because it's been many years since we've had, really deep snow. It's only been a few years since we had like 6 foot, but I remember years of 10 feet of snow. Even walking to the bus stop, and the trail is cut through the snow, and it's like 3 feet over my head, and we get these Arctic fronts that come down from Canada. And so yeah, I'm concerned about the winter, what it will be like. I'm not concerned about having food for it, obviously. We bought an extra freezer, and we bought a lot of meat, and we've got all this plus extra we bought. So I mean, we're not going to have to worry about leaving the house. We're not going to have to worry about food supplies. We're not going to have to worry about any of that. It's just that it's already difficult to get around, so imagine with snow and ice what might happen. I may just be COVID bound for another 6 months. I don't know. So anyway, guys, I wish it would have been a longer season for you and for me, but there's next year. That's why I do the videos. And next year, I think by Labor Day weekend, we will have at least the tubes I showed you back there. I can't remember what they're called now, and I know that you know what they are. It's a piping, but I don't remember what it's called. But I can guarantee those will be up, so we can hastily put the plastic over it if need be. It was almost dark like last night when either one of us looked at the weather and went, oh wow, freeze warning. So, yeah. that's where we're at. Let me know how you guys' garden is doing. I hope it's fared well, and I'm very pleased with the artichoke. I'm going to get those in earlier next year, and they might get a whole bed to themselves. And I would assume you could freeze those rather easily. Just blanch them and freeze them, because that's good. You know, that's one of those things like tomatoes that in the winter's got to give you a sense of summer. You know. All right, I'm going back in to wash carrots and get them ready to go in the stew. You know, it's a basic recipe. I'll brown my meat up. Then I'll take that same pan that I brown the meat up in, and I'll make what I use for a stew sauce. And then I'll just layer the meat and vegetables in the jars, and I'll ladle that over it. I live at 2,100 feet, so I'll put it in the pressure canner at about 12 pounds, 11 to 12 pounds, and we'll go for 90 minutes on it, and we'll be able to just dump it out of the jar and call it good, except for the green beans. I have plenty of green beans stored up, and I don't want them to be mush, so the green beans will go in when we open the stew. We'll just put green beans in it then. Alright guys, so that's what I'm off to do today, and then I got a feeling I will be pickling some vegetables tomorrow. Yeah. Yep, and then probably salsa. So, dehydrate some stuff, but alright, you guys take care. Bye.